Okay. All right, I see a couple new faces here. So basically, for the past couple weeks, like probably last week, or like back, we were learning about the fruit of the Spirit. We went through all the fruits of the Spirit, and that'll be on YouTube and Facebook soon. I'm going to work on those, but I'll let you know once that happens, be in the coming weeks. But this past couple weeks, for the present, we have been we're learning about the Ten Commandments. So we started out with introduction, just running down everything, and then we started talking about the commandments each and individually. And those will also be on Facebook and YouTube shortly. So this week, we're going to be covering the fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day. So for a reminder, the Ten Commandments are, do not worship other gods, do not have idols, do not use God's name in vain, remember the Sabbath day, honor your father and mother, do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not bear false witness against your neighbor, and do not covet. So the verses covering the Ten Commandments in the life of Moses and what he did for the Israelites along with the calling God put him toward is what we learned that first week in that introduction. So the Sabbath day is a holy day of rest and spiritual reflection observed by many who follow the Judeo-Christian tradition. Its origin is found in the creation account in the book of Genesis, where God rested on the seventh day after creating the heavens and the earth. And this is from Genesis. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. That's Genesis 2:2. In the Ten Commandments, God instructs his people to keep the Sabbath day holy. This is also from that. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. That's in Exodus 20, verses 8 through 10. This day is set apart from the rest, where labor and engagement in worship and spiritual activities. So traditionally, the Sabbath is observed from Friday evening to Saturday evening, aligning with the concept of days beginning at sunset in the biblical context. However, many Christians honor the principle of the Sabbath day on Sunday, when we have church, known as the Lord's Day, to commemorate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Sabbath serves as a sacred time to pause from daily tasks, recharge, and focus on one's relationship with God and with others. It is a time for rest, worship, reflection, and acts of kindness, aligning with the example and teachings of Jesus. As Jesus said, the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. That's in Mark 2:27, emphasizing its purpose as a blessing and gift for humanity. So how can we honor the Sabbath day? We can, number one, rest from labor. Just as God rested on the seventh day, we are encouraged to cease from our usual work and activities. And this is from Exodus. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God, and in it you shall do no work. It's in Exodus 20:10. And I will be the first one to say, I messed that up. I have work on Sundays. And so that's something, and I know a lot of people that also have work on Sundays. That's something you gradually work toward trying to get fixed. These are all, I'm going to do a real quick just disclaimer. These are all things that we need to work on in our lives, and also with the fruits of the Spirit were as well. So if I say something that you do, just know that I probably do it too, and a lot of people do it too, and don't feel bad about it. It's something that you work on through your walk with Christ. So number two, worship and fellowship. Many Christians gather for worship on the Sabbath to praise, learn, and connect with God and each other. So this is what we're doing right now. We're having a devotional. We're all sitting here. This is a lot of people. We're all sitting here talking about Jesus. This is from Psalms. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. That's in Psalms 122-1. Number three, we can spend time in reflection and prayer. Use this day for spiritual reflection, deepening your relationship with God through prayer and meditation on his word. Number four, we have acts of mercy and kindness. Jesus emphasized doing good on the Sabbath, healing and helping others. As he stated in Matthew, it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. That's in Matthew 12:12. Number five, we can enjoy God's creation. The Sabbath can be a day to appreciate the beauty and wonder of God's creation, finding peace and gratitude in nature. So in observing the Sabbath, remember it is a gift from God meant to bring rest and connection with him. May your Sabbath be a time of renewal and joy. So things to avoid on the Sabbath day. We have number one, we have work and labor. The Sabbath is a day of rest from regular work and laborious activities. In the commandment given in Exodus, it is emphasized, 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work. It's in Exodus 29, verses 9 through 10. Number two, we have buying and selling. And a lot of this, something I mentioned in the beginning also, was to read in context. So a lot of these things are like, we can't buy or we can't sell on this day. Well, it's in a different context back when Jesus was alive, or when Jesus was walking the earth and everything. So number 2, buying and selling, engaging in business transaction or commercial activities can detract from the focus of the Sabbath, which is resting in God's presence. In the times of Nehemiah, the people were reminded not to buy or sell on the Sabbath. That's in Nehemiah 10:31. Number 3, we can focus on mundane matters. Avoid activities that distract from spiritual focus and worship, such as mundane chores or extensive planning for the week ahead. Instead, it's a time to pause and reflect on God's goodness. Number 4, engage in activities that draw you away from God. So the Sabbath is intended to draw you closer to God. Engaging in activities that distract from that purpose can diminish the spiritual significance of the day. Number 5, neglecting worship and rest. The Sabbath is a gift meant for spiritual enrichment and physical rest. Neglecting worship or denying yourself rest might mean missing out on the blessings that the Sabbath offers. The ultimate purpose of the Sabbath is to connect with God, find rest and nurture spiritual growth and relationships. Jesus reminded us of the heart of the Sabbath when he said in Mark, "The Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath." So it's an invitation to find peace and rest in him, beyond legalistic constraints, and focus on what truly honors God. So things that you should do on the Sabbath. Number 1, we have nature walks. I know some of these just sound cheesy, which I thought they were cheesy too, but they do help if you really try them. Nature walks are just going out in nature, just admiring and being peaceful. Enjoy the beauty of God's creation by taking a walk in nature. This can be an opportunity for solitude and appreciating the wonders of the world around you. In Psalm, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Number 2, worship and music. Listen to or play music that uplifts your spirit and draws you closer to God. Singing hymns or worship songs in a way to express your gratitude and praise. Number 3, you can have a prayer journal. Write down reflections, prayers, or moments of gratitude. Journaling can be a powerful way to process thoughts and track your spiritual journey. Number 4, quality time with loved ones. Engage in activities with family and friends that foster connection and love, such as shared meals, conversations, or simple acts of kindness. In Hebrews, it says, "And let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works." That's in Hebrews 10:24. And number 5, we have creative pursuits. Spend time on creative activities like painting, drawing, or crafting, whatever you guys do, which can be both relaxing and fulfilling. These activities can help cultivate a spirit of rest and worship, allowing you to experience the peace and renewal from the Sabbath it is intending to bring. Be encouraged to infuse your life with moments that honor these principles, nurturing relationship with God and others. So what can we take from this week's devotional? We have the biblical foundation. So God rested on the 7th day. That's in Genesis 2:2. We're called to keep the Sabbath holy. That's in Exodus 20, verses 8 through 10. We have purpose, a time for rest, worship, reflection, and connection with God. That's in Mark 2:27. What to do? We have rest from work, worship with others, pray, show kindness, and enjoy creation. We got what to avoid. We have regular work, business, distractions, and neglecting worship. Some good activities to do, like we said, is just go out in nature, listen to worship music. You can have a prayer journal, spend time with loved ones, and spend time with those creative pursuits. And basically the bottom line of all this is the Sabbath is a gift meant to refresh your body, mind, and soul. So next week, we're going to be covering honor your father and mother. And I'll say right now, that is one that's very crucial, and the Bible says a lot about it. And I think that'll be surprising to a lot of people. So I'm going to go ahead and pray. Does anyone got any prayer requests? If you don't want to say it, you can talk to me or talk to the pastor. We have some pastors here. I'm going to go and pray. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for us. I ask you to please help us be able to have a great rest for our night at Jam. Please get everyone's healthy and safe. Please help the devotional be able to speak out to a lot of these people and a lot of people outside of this place and just be able to change someone's life, God. Thank you.